Well, hello, Chris. Welcome to the show.
Hello, nice to
Um,
meet you.
it's really we're really glad to have you on, and I would like to start off by talking about your YouTube channel, ChickenWire. And I think what I'd really like to find out, as much as you feel like sharing, is the story of how you came to be where you are today, making these videos, analysing society, putting out opinions. So, where would you like to start?
Well, do you want me to start from the bit where I had no friends, or the politics bit?
Whichever you think is the right way to sort of tell your story. So,
Okay,
how have you come to be doing what you're doing?
okay. So I had no friends in school. Let's get that straight. And then,
Oh,
and then I used to make up various things to kind of get attention when I was at school. Quite embarrassing story. I made up a song called "ChickenWire Song." I
okay.
don't know if you've heard it. It's on my channel. It's way back on my channel. Hence the name of my channel, ChickenWire.
Aha! I shall have to excavate to find it. I haven't been that far back.
Basically goes chicken wire, do chicken wire, and so it
Okay.
goes on like that. And that's chicken wire song. Okay. So I carried on doing kind of comedy stuff on my channel. It started about a year ago.
Okay.
Um, the original chicken wire song got 70,000 views, but I made it during the time I was at uni.
Right.
I actually deleted the original video, and the video that's now on there is actually a re-upload. It hasn't done as well in this channel that I've made since this last year. But anyway, I made this channel like a year ago. It's I started off doing like comedy things, mashups, basically anything, any old thing. Hence the name Chicken Wire. It's not really like a specific political channel
Okay.
until the whole Donald Trump saga started going off. I started to notice that a lot of Americans in particular, started uploading videos where they just filled in maps, and they got a lot of views and they got a lot of reaction and people like and dislike a lot.
I saw one of those. I saw that you did one of those, and you were going around the world, and you were filling it in as either red or blue, depending on whether you thought they'd like Trump or Clinton. And I thought it was a really interesting idea, but because that's what a lot of other people were doing about Worthing, because we don't always see this kind of stuff. We're in other places on the web, so from your age group and how they are talking about ideas, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so there was a lot of people doing like Trump videos before
Yeah.
Trump got elected. Obviously, there was a lot more support for Trump than people expected. Now, the online world had that support. Like, it was blatant from the online world to me that
Right.
Trump was going to win because of the support and the videos and the comments and all of the stuff I saw online before Trump got elected. It was the same it was the opposite with the Scottish independence referendum, which is why
Right.
I sort of didn't believe it. But I think back when we had that, it was a lot less. The internet had a lot less of an influence over the world than it did in 2016.
Oh, we've really seen that, haven't we? The change in the way that people are looking outside of what used to be the reliable media and looking, or with this hunger even for alternative perception. So you were kind of you were doing your thing. You were satirizing society. You were being a comic,
Yeah.
and then you noticed trending, but wasn't reflected in what the mainstream narrative was. And so while the BBC and Sky and oh my God, you couldn't find an American channel that didn't think Clinton had it in the tank, could you? But you saw something else going on,
I think
and that
I think. Well, hold on there a minute.
okay,
There is, if you go on Twitter, Twitter is very left wing. If you look at the comments on Twitter, especially after things like the Brexit vote, after the election, after the American election, then you find a lot of people who, and Facebook actually,
yes,
who are just like almost in despair about what happened in those votes, because they're not right wing. They don't believe that immigrants should be locked out. They don't believe that gay people should lose their rights. They don't believe that abortion should be abolished.
Yes, those are all very strong.
It's difficult for those people to have their opinions heard in a world that's becoming ever more kind of isolationist, especially in America. That was happening. Now, to suggest that everyone in America was anti-Clinton.
Oh no, I'm not suggesting that at all. But just what you've seen on social media, you saw a different trend.
I saw there's a different trend on YouTube as to what there was on Twitter, but definitely on YouTube in particular. I saw more Trump videos before the Trump election. In particular, I saw people filling in maps. Like, it was like everybody loves to have an insight as to how their vote will go, and they like to know tactically how their vote, how that cross on the sheet is going to be effective compared to everyone else. So they like to
absolutely
they like the kind of Jeremy Vine kind of graphic kind of stuff, and that was what got me into it before the US election, and then I started it again before the UK election.
Okay.
And it carried on. I also did kind of more kind of video essays and predictions, top 10 predictions for the UK election, and it carried on. And
then you came on then to design and put out How Britain Broke.
Yes.
And what was your thinking when you decided to make that video?
So first of all, I'd already made a video on my channel before the election, like a month before the election. There was a video on my channel that went viral for my channel. It got like 10,000 views, and it was about, all I did was show the pattern that's gone on from 1945 to now, of how it's always been Conservative Labour, Conservative Labour, Conservative Labour, and how the vote share from each has grown and shrunk and grown and shrunk.
Yes.
And there's a lot of comments on that video from people that just saw the pattern. They saw the continual kind of, like, the way it was continually going, and the way how inevitable Theresa May was seeming as a prime minister. Now, because they knew she was an inevitable kind of outright, she was going to win this huge Tory majority and she was going to have all this power, they decided to vote Labour. Now, I made the video after the election, after the Grenfell Tower attack, actually.
Yes.
Attack, not fire, not attack.
Fire, yes.
About how the continuing pattern of Labour saving, Labour spending, Tory saving has gone, and how it's led to Britain being in this kind of sense of disarray. There's a huge sense of disarray after the election, and it seemed to, obviously, I didn't expect it to do so well, but obviously the title, How Britain Broke, struck a huge note with a lot of people, and that's why they clicked on the link. Now, there's, like 400 dislikes on that video, so I'm not saying that I have this overwhelming sense of superciliousness. Like,
we have some people will give you a dislike just because it's done well, because people are like that, aren't they?